Lame. Nah. Not in a million years. Oh fuck, hey! Welcome back to EdgeLords. We've got another mind-destroying and intestine-spewing episode locked and loaded today, prepared especially for you. I'm Ashen the Vioblader, and if you didn't know, now you know. And I have to say, on a very personal, blood-splattered note, today's hunk of meat and sinew that we'll be discussing today is one I've had my eye on for a very, very long time. His legendary almost 30-year career is legendary. I'm talking, of course, about the Black Swordsman himself. I humbly present to you...
You mean the real Black Swordsman?
What? No.
Yes, Black Swordsman.
Who? What is this? No! Stop it! Stop ruining this for everyone! I'm talking! No! I'm talking! Shut up! Took some battle damage there. No, I'm not talking about whatever the hell that is. I'm talking about Guts. A man composed entirely of vengeance, insanity, violence, darkness, rage, anger, hate, and all the great stuff that makes us get up in the morning and face another day. He starred in Japan's Young Animal publication in 1989.
Actually, Ashen, a few corrections. The character of the Black Swordsman first appeared in 1988 in a prototype version that was initially published by...
Nobody fucking cares! We aren't discussing the Japanese publishing industry, are we? It's called EdgeLords, not Mangalords. We need to cut and slash our way to the core character himself, his motivations, abilities, and the like. And your type of detail is useless to get anyone into the Edgetorium. So, are you done? Are you done? That's what I thought. Now, Guts. The Black Swordsman, the 100-man slayer. Do you still have the edge? As I already aggressively established, Guts got his own serialized manga in 1989, going under the moniker Berserk, and the chapters are still being released to this day. Well, kinda. Anyway, the character of Guts was born under, how shall we say, the most metal of circumstances you could possibly be born under. His mother was hung during childbirth, and Guts' little infant baby body was squirming and crying under a gore-laden tree where other damned souls were also met with an unfortunate end. A traveling band of mercenaries wandered by the grim scene, and a woman by the name of Shisu found the little ragamuffin. Then, a total dick by the name of Gambino warned against taking in such a child due to the outlandish, overwritten metalness of the scenario. She, of course, ignored him, because everyone hates Gambino. But he was right in this instance, as Shisu was taken by disease not long after. Guts had had a hard childhood growing into his new role as a mercenary, as Gambino did not make it easy, blaming Guts for just about everything. Shisu's death, losing his own leg, and probably blamed bouts of hemorrhoids on the kid. Very sharpish. Guts had had enough, slapped Gambino's shit, left the mercenary group and went to business, for the best business he could, himself. Working for any army that would pay, the little guy cut a bloody swath, battle after battle, through Midland, making a name for himself as that weird kid that swung around a stupid big sword. Then one day, everything changed when an imposing military force hired a little group by the name of the Band of the Hawk to bolster their ranks. One of their main members, a quiet, reserved, soft-spoken, totally not evil, conceited, selfish, arrogant, irritated, foolish, simpering little fuck by the name of Corcus, decided to gang up on Guts with a few of other cronies in tow. Then their leader named Griffith broke it up. Guts, taking exception to this, wanted to fight his way out, but Griffith's reply was simple. If Guts could beat him, then he could leave. Lose, then have to join up with the Band of the Hawk. It didn't go well. Fast forward a few years later, and Guts is now a captain within the band, and we all still hate Corcus. Also, there's a woman named Casca, and she hates Guts too, because she likes Griffith, and damn, this is like turning into a medieval terrace house over here. Oh man, was she the worst or what? Anyway, the Band of the Hawk fights some demons, they get some promotions, Griffith makes some mistakes, then more mistakes, then even more mistakes, and decided to eventually sacrifice all of his friends for power and glory. Now, right before all of this, Guts and Casca took a quiet trip to the Bone Zone together, and everything was going great until, that blood-soaked sacrificial eclipse party Griffith decided to throw, that went down. With all the trimmings provided by the cast of Hellraiser. So Guts was understandably upset. Okay, so then, he throws a big tantrum, like we all do, and loses an eye. Oh, then an arm, replaces it with a cannon, yes, and gets a sword called the Dragon Slayer. He then goes on a merry quest of revengeance against Griffith and anybody who loves Griffith, be it man, demon, or rustler. So let's just, that's a lot to parse here, and there's even more that I had to leave out. But a summary, if you will. Guts, born under a blood-soaked gourd tree, is super pissed off, like, all the time. Really strong and swings around this. Need armor, and best of all, Corcus died. Nothing to do with Guts, I know, I just think that's great. Needless to say, these Gorgons, this is a big for me. But with so many gods, demons, angels, and all these things running around, what does Guts bring to the table physically? Sure, he swings around a sword, but what about his... Now, how the hell does Guts swing around a slab of metal that big? He has no real superhuman abilities, except just being a tough bastard. As a kid, he wanted to prove he could hang with the rest of his fellow mercenaries, and his muscles gradually got used to swinging around swords and axes too big for his frame. So, that kind of explains that. A bad explanation is better than none in my book. Now, the same strength only increased as time went on. So, when he was like a teeny bopper, he was slicing into armored fat dudes with relative ease. And that eventually made cutting off horse heads such a breeze. And this is when Guts isn't even really all that pissed off yet. His POW meter is just barely filled like halfway. Once his piss was truly brought to a nice simmer, he became the vengeance-seeking black swordsman. He received the following: cannonball launching metal arm, shitloads of throwing knives, a bigger knife down hereabouts, a repeating arrow launcher, which is ridiculous, and can tap into an animalistic rage mode, which, of course, features prominently in any video game he has appeared in. Unfortunately, there's a drawback to all of this. because when the Happy Sun Fun Festival went down, Guts was branded with a mark that's the equivalent of saying to all demons, "Don't at me." So he's under constant attack from all manner of beastly scourge. At the same time, though, this brand acts as a sort of compass or early warning signal, letting Guts know when shit about to get real. So, there's that.
Make sure no one follows me. I will settle this alone. I love him.
Throughout this long campaign of blood and mayhem and boats, Guts' moveset has changed somewhat depending on what items he has found on the map. The Berserker armor, for example, granted him superhuman strength, speed, and agility, letting him tear up monsters and threats he otherwise couldn't. But much like everything else in the world of Berserk, it comes with a price. The armor itself fed on Guts' own body the longer he used it, so while it still let him fight like a mindless, uncaged demon, it would rack his body with pain at the same time. Jeez, I gotta get me one of those. Finally, a suit nice enough for me to get married in. So, in summation, I mean, look at this dude. If just pure fashion was a category we judged on, Guts here would be a shoo-in for the jagged halls of the Edgetorium. But we can't be too hasty. As dark, damaged, and as dangerous as Gutsy here is, there are a few caveats we need to explore. So, let the judgment begin. Now this has to be one of the most complex devotees of the Edge we have ever and will ever examine in our Coliseum of Carnage. That's because for all of his impressive stats, weapons, and awesome fashion sense, Guts has had to face so much hardship and darkness that it's molded him into something more. The rage that has burned inside him for years has even manifested a corporeal form that whispers things into his ear that he'd otherwise never do. That's... Whoa, that would never happen to me, though. I use my rage. It doesn't control me. Anyway, Casca, the woman he loves, has a broken mind, and Guts' quest has eventually morphed into restoring her rather than just focus on revenge, as she's the only thing that can quell the dark stirrings within his soul. He is much more than that which binds him to this dark and bloody path, even if he himself would not admit it. For example, Gutsy also cares about this troop of, these Scooby-Doo looking motherfuckers that follow him around, and this naked flying dwarf thing. I don't know what that is.
How rude, girlie. I'm not a bug, I'm an elf. An elf, damn it! Haven't you ever seen an elf? I'm the adorable Puck.
Shut up! I was going somewhere with this, so... Yeah, well, while his life has been irreparably shattered and has faced unimaginable horrors, I mean, look at this thing. He has still slowly relearned to trust, love, and maybe even hope once again. Guts himself, the man? I don't know if he's truly an edgelord, but maybe just a resilient soul that refuses to give up. But the Black Swordsman sure as hell is. I mean, come on! You think this guy wouldn't get in? Shabow! There we go. Edgetorium is gonna go berserk later tonight. Not only does he look the part, he's got goddamn depth to him. A hell of a lot more than to me. Not only that, people never shut up about the guy. Guts has tons of merchandise to his name. He's been in 3 different video games, t-shirts, cosplay, movies, and multiple animes that have been of the highest quality. I mean, hey, look at this most recent one. Roll the goddamn clips. Whoa, Oh, that looks sick! Oh, yeah, I don't know anything about anime. So there, my denizens of the night, the Black Swordsman did this one, now has his place among our edgy brethren. If you know of any other potential inductees who would love nothing better than to sit their asses down on a throne of bloody bones, put a comment on the thing, or send an email to the slovenly, lazy, and incompetent Matt McMuscles at gmail.com. Fuck you, Corcus!